going on, people? Yeah, back at it with another video. Um, last time I did a video, I was updating on Bitcoin and other altcoins. I made this support, drew this support rectangle, saying this is probably the area you were going to test. And if it was going to bounce, it was probably going to bounce in this area. Like you scroll into the lower time frames. And that's what you're doing as of now. Kind of trapped within this area. And I think at the lower time frames, I have a harmonic pattern, this was a bat. But there's two options really, either bat or a crab, which is at the 1618. Not going to get into harmonics. That's a whole different other level. And you could see 28K and then a random bounce. So I might break this support. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, we're just in a zone and you're trying to get back out of it. And really trying to go is, if it does break, this support, probably come and fill this gap around 35K. And if we get back up there, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, is this the bottom? And there's nothing on any time scale right now that this is signaling like this is the bottom. I mean, anything is possible. Could be the bottom in price, but there's no divergence on the daily. You're just at support and you're reacting positively, bullishly to that support. So, Bitcoin is just the selling is stop as of now. Maybe just go sideways before we roll over, or maybe go sideways, roll up, and then roll back over. But I'm just not seeing anything that's bullish yet as far as the price in Bitcoin. Things that are turned around right now are actually getting some weakness in the dollar right now. I was looking at this earlier. You had your high and then you just kept making positive momentum this whole way up, but it's actually diversion, bearishly diversion on the daily, from this peak to that peak. From that high to that high, you actually have RSI, bearish divergence, from this high to this high. So you could get a pullback in the dollar, and that could be, your rally for crypto, to make another lower high, probably. Have this correct somewhat, maybe even come back and test this area or get a little bit below it before rocking it up. I mean, you did break out last month, and you kind of back tested early in the month, but the month is not closed yet. So, I mean, you're trying to break this last wick. You can get something like you just have a red month, and then where you have something like a break, hook, and go. Basically, pattern where basically you break out of a pattern, you sell back into it, and then you actually rocket out of it. Or maybe not, maybe just the top for right now. Anything, like, I'm open to anything, honestly. I don't marry any idea very you gotta be very flexible and evolve quickly in these markets. Maybe the Fed comes out tomorrow and say they're gonna have lower interest rates. Who the hell knows? But I know one thing. I also pointed this out um, on Twitter, and it's not USD, it's US 10 yield or US. It's got U. It's 10 yield. Again, let's look at the monthly stalling out. You know, you had a resistance. You tested it. Unable to break it at so far. But looking at the daily, I'm going to go back to the monthly in a second, because just as the dollar is showing some daily bearish divergence on your RSI and MACD, you are as well with your 10-year note. So this is actually a positive thing. You want interest rates to be going down. And it means that, you know, there are buyers right now of bonds. But you do have that bearish divergence. And I posted it on, you can follow me on Twitter. Let me go back to my profile. Follow me on Twitter. I'll open the videos, already mentions. Where is it? Posted this on the nights on Monday. You know, we're at more higher prices. You know, my question was, would we, you know, start to develop some divergence on the daily time frame, or a relief rally follow? We'll see. Will this, you know, materialize to, you know, to consolidating or rolling over? It's too early to say, because I mean, there's been some instances where we did have various divergence, and you know, it just, you know, slightly sold off and then ran up again. Maybe that will be the case again. I just want to go to the monthly again, because I believe I mentioned on this channel that there is potentially some hidden bearish MACD and RSI divergence on the monthly time scale if we don't make a newer high, which will be positive if you're a bond buyer here, because this could be the top of this run. Personally, I don't believe so, but you know, it's just too early to say. Let's see how this month closes. Will it be a red month, or will it, you know, maybe we're just consolidating before we break out at the end of the month. But, you know, breaking this area, I'm going to make another rectangle here. No, I'm going to get a rectangle. Breaking this area will be extremely significant. And you're right in that support zone, I mean, that resistance zone. Breaking this area, you're going to see, you know, your next resistance is, you know, really 3.7%. 4.3. I mean, you could be seeing some really elevated yield. So this is something that I'm definitely watching right now. And another thing that I pointed out last video was S&P. Just looking at that real quick. I had a, you know, showed you that support area, and we're bouncing off of it. And this is really not strong support. I really don't expect this to hold, but again, just like Bitcoin and all these other assets, probably just get some sideways consolidation, or maybe you make another lower high. Maybe you test this 4150 area and roll over again. Because I'm not seeing anything on a daily that is, you know, showing, you know, we are getting some maybe. No, I'm not seeing anything on a daily that is signaling a reversal. I just think we're just, you know, pausing before more downside. There's really nothing that I'm seeing on these charts that has me optimistic we're going to see, even if we do start to trend up, that we're going to see a trend, a change in the trend. So, you know, and on a weekly, I mean, there's way more room to go in your RSI. Still not oversold. Um, yeah, I'm expecting a lot lower prices. And looking on a weekly, um, for a weekly support, I mean, the next weekly support really is until this white line. After you broke this, you broke this, what was being used as support before. I mean, it's not looking good for equities. Um, yeah, your next support is like this zone on a weekly. Just gonna use this to here. And this is probably where you're going to be seeing prices go to before maybe a trend change or maybe a significant run back up. But it just looks weak. Looks weak. Again, back to the altcoins. I'm going to Telos. Been telling that, I should do a separate video on this. Just to troll the Telos community. They have been officially muted, so I can't say anything within the chat. But I was trying to tell them in our group that I wasn't really trolling for this to troll. I was trying to like warn people. You're gonna lose a lot of your value. I mean, your next real support is at 31 cents. So you probably will be seeing prices down there before you get any type of bounce. And also you go to charts. Yeah. And Telos. Coin market cap. I was telling them before I was muted, you broke the 618 at 55 cents. You bounced off it a couple times, and each time you bounce the that bounce became a lower high, and now you're probably going to be seeing at 31. It's fitting that the 786 is at that 31 area. That's where your next support is. You're going to be seeing 31 cents soon until your target of 17. It's really like I'm saying 17 cents. That's my target, but really you could be seeing lower prices depending on how market conditions are. Your double top is breaking, so that is confirmed break. Just not a good chart. Just doesn't look like it looks like you're going to be seeing lower prices. And everybody right now on Twitter is right now in a frenzy about Luna, because that has been really losing tremendous lot of value. I know a few people that try to buy the dip, quotations, around like $16, and they woke up this morning and were just wrecked. I don't know why they thought that was going to hold. There was just nothing. After you broke $21, it was pretty much a wrap. $13 was your last hope, but it's just really, you look at this chart, there's nothing, it's the weekly chart, that the support is not strong. There's nothing, $21 to 13 area doesn't hold. It's just going to knife right through. Telling people, I was looking at the daily as well, that the next support was when I woke up, it was like 96 cents. And you knifed through that for a minute. And, oh, man, there was another chart I'm looking at them. I'm gonna look at this because that's the perpetual chart. Let me look at Luna USD. Binance. Yeah, this is what I was seeing. There was 63 cents. There was like 90, from a buck to like 90 to really like, the 63 cents area was your next support zone. And you could see we finally got a reaction there. And you're up if you bought, you waited, you're patient, and you bought at these levels. Do I think this is the bottom? Um, it depends on, if that project uses that liquidity that they, the Bitcoin that they sold and start buying it, Luna and UST at these prices. Let me look at UST. But you would need like a V-shaped recovery for this to be the bottom. That's their market cap. You know, go UST, USD. I was looking on Coinbase. Oof, man. I mean, it went all the way down to 26 cents. You would need a you would need a tremendous lot of liquidity, and you would need something like, like a V for me to be like, oh, this is the bottom. So look out for the next couple of days. Do we get some type of reaction to the upside? Because it's if it's going to happen, it's going to happen fast. You're not going to have any time to really react as far as getting in, this asset. But I'm not touching this shit at all. I think these projects are pretty much done at this point. There should be a reaction to the upside though before, this ultimate demise, or maybe just will keep rolling over. But everybody's in a frenzy about Luna right now. It just looks like a dead project. We do some updates on XRP. This is the perpetual chart. And we broke this in a triangle that you're in for a year. And, the target is 13 cents or 15 cents. And right now we're at 45 cents. So this is the active trade that I'm in. I'm expecting 15 cents. Will it be, like Luna? I don't think so. It has a lot more liquidity. But over time, I'm expecting 15 cents. One of the coins I'm definitely that's still hasn't broken out bearishly. It's still consolidating actually is Tron. I'm really waiting for Tron to hit the top of this trend line at like 9.5 cents, maybe like 9 cents. Because it's really been the only coin I think, Justice Sun and whoever's like controlling the price is trying to keep the price stable and trying to attract people to be like, because the rest of the market is dumping. And so they're in the, playing these mind games with people who are like, oh yeah, Bitron is so bullish. If it breaks out, I mean, then we'll have a whole different discussion. But this is just, I've seen this gameplay where it does hit the top of the trend line and it ultimately, dumps and loses your 74%. Whenever this, bottom of the trend line breaks, that's what I'm expecting, trying to go back to, a penny, basically. Tron is this a blockchain that is carbon copies whatever is hot out, whether it was DeFi, they copied EOS's chain. It's just a shit coin. Still has, liquidity tied up in it, but I'm expecting, that 74% move to the downside at some point. And if you look, that's like that's over a 90% drop. Maybe it gets to 86. Maybe it goes to 2.5 cents. We'll see, but that has been consolidating just like XRP for over a year now. It just isn't breaking out to the upside or downside yet. Maybe it shocks, everybody and just keeps going sideways and then at some point, breaks up. But unexpected more downside because of overall macro market is bearish. Link, man, Link went as low as $6.90, hit the 886, and you got a reaction. That's just that is typical. So you're probably going to get some sideways action. A lot of these coins, maybe like a false rally up, get people more excited. Like, oh yeah, this is the bottom. Like I said, with Bitcoin, and it just rolls over on you. I'm still expecting to see Link, at least hit this support around $5. But 330 was the measure move of this descending triangle. Anything else to update? I mean, EOS, gotta go to actually the Bitfinex chart. And I'm telling you, I'm expecting, we're at that critical zone. I'm telling you, you break 150, you're going to see the ICO price. This is it. You're at support. I was explaining last, I don't know if you can hear that people outside, but I was saying last video that EOS has looked horrible. You went to the 618, rolled back over, and just breaking through supports, probably more sideways, and then another sell-off unless something fundamentally changes with these markets, and I just don't see it as of now. I'm expecting EOS to go back to 50 cents and probably below, and at those prices I might take a shot at purchasing those assets. Anything else? Maker was up like 50% today and then rolled back over. And you're gonna get these type of like scan moves, but you could just see, like, just looking at the price, you could see that rounding action. I was actually using this curve tool. You could actually, I finally figured out how to use this. You gotta change the style to arrow. Okay. And then you can alter it the other way. And bam. And I'm not gonna get it perfect, but you can see, ideally you could see the like rounding action. You got above it temporarily twice, and both times you fell right back. I mean, if you bought this today at its highs, you are wrecked right now because it's down, since its highs, is down 40%. And certain alts are going to get these scam wicks, these scam moves. If you're day trading, and you can see the advantage, you could catch some of these moves. But if you're like, a hodler, you're going to you're a sucker, as I was explaining in the last video. You're going to be destroyed in this market. Where do I expect? Let's look at Maker. You never tested that breakout. I mean, you reacted at the 86, and so you reacted, you had your rally. I wouldn't touch Maker until, let's see if there's another chart. Maker, it's MRK, right? It's MKR. USD. Who have more data of Maker? Let's go to Poloniex. Poloniex usually has a lot more data on these altcoins. And that looks nasty. That looks like that distribution is looking terrible. Way more data. Yeah, or is it? Let me go back. August 2021. Back. Let me go do this. See, Poloniex. Yeah, there's more data, right? It is to April. So I would, you got close to your support. I could see why, like it hit the 86 and now you're getting close to support, but really 808 area, really into this area where I would see, be more interested in Maker, seeing if this area holds as support. I gotta scroll in to see the daily close. Can we get can I adjust this? Remove it. Really in this area. To see if Maker holds in this area of support. So anywhere from like 950 to like 700. That's how we're looking at Maker. Right now, no. You're just getting an 886 reaction. Had a tremendous run and then pulled back tremendously. And let me see. Is there anything else on this list? Let's look at data. Get a chart that has a lot more data on it. Data on it. Descending triangle broke out bearishly. Have you met the measure move yet? You see it falsely try to get back in. I mean, data back at, back around 75 cents. 80 cents looks promising. You're at support. Also, let's look at whether or not, that's your March lows. You have already exceeded 886. So now you're looking for, support zones for this price to, start to reverse. Yeah, the next area is around 80 cents. You're right at the bottom of this support, man. No, man. And you don't have anything on your daily. Yeah. Look around 80 cents for data before you see any type of real reversal coming. Anything else before I get out of here? Luna. Let me look at Solana real quick because I've been telling people really since like the first wave up, because I got out in September around like the 190 area. I was saying, Solana, when it first went down, it has network issues. The Solana was, not a buy. And I was telling people I'll look in the $40 to $50 range before I even look at it. And we're at $57. So got as low as $47. Now I'm looking at it. Don't have anything on a daily. Just have more negative momentum. 886 seems more likely, $30. before you see any type of, depending on the market. Let's see what happens. And Solana has, fundamental problems on top of, the market being so bearish. So really, you could see Solana really lose a lot more value than expected. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes all the way back down to $3, honestly, especially if, this area doesn't hold anywhere from, this $57 area to the low 18s. You don't hold in this area, you're definitely going to probably see these lower areas. This is a major support down in this area. And, it could take months, if not a year, for this to play out, but, depending on Bitcoin. But, this is what I'm just seeing in a lot of these markets. I'm seeing a lot more downside. There's nothing that has me too optimistic that the trend will change. Gala, man, I know people that have this. I hope they sold. Man, a lot of these coins are losing, have already lost 80, 90%, 75, 80, 90%. And it really looks like it's going to just lose a lot more value at a harmonic on Litecoin. And it hit the harmonic, had a year reaction, and now, trying to hold that as support. I mean, there's this, I forgot BNB. BNB 110. It's a target. I think I did this update last time. Yeah, right now I'm just rambling. But, just expect more downside. There's nothing that is really changing. There's nothing that really looks like we're going to be seeing higher prices. Maybe there's some consolidation, maybe some sideways action before more downside and more carnage and more, groups like Telos losing their shirt. So, to my next video, man. Peace.